Saudi Arabia, it's a very interesting country with very ancient roots. Now, its sole constitution that it uses is the Quran, and the judges are allowed to pretty much interpret it as conservatively as they see fit. Now, there are many actions that are considered illegal, but they actually have no written law to ban them. And like all other countries, Saudi Arabia has its laws that people view as like completely strange or controversial or just totally like WTF. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton. Now in this episode, we're taking a look at 10 of the strangest, weirdest, most controversial, or just plain interesting laws and things that are banned in Saudi Arabia. Now, we've done this for United States. We looked at the strangest laws there. We've done it for Russia. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, we're not just speaking on Saudi Arabia, okay? All right, let's start this video. So like if you're a single guy and you're thinking about taking a stroll through a mall, well, you might have to think again. You see, many malls are families only zones, and single men will be turned back at the door before they even enter. So in order to be allowed in, a man actually has to be with either a female or some other type of family member. Okay, so if you're going to a public gathering outside in public, no, it's not happening. Not in Saudi Arabia. I mean, like all sorts of public gatherings are completely banned. From just like celebrations about anything to like peaceful protests. No, not in public. In Saudi Arabia, not gonna happen. And you know, when we go shopping, it's just as much for the ladies as it is for guys, where we like to try on clothes to see if it fits well, to see if it actually looks good on our body. And that's how a lot of times we base what we buy at the stores. But you see, in Saudi Arabia, when a woman goes to a store and they see something that they like and they go to the dressing room, they can't try on the clothes because it's like the thought of a woman taking off her clothes in public makes everybody go nuts. So I'm sorry ladies, you'll just have to just buy it based on how it looks, and hopefully it fits well, and hopefully you like it when you get home. Now for all you lovebirds out there, you may not like this one, because florists in Saudi Arabia were actually forbidden from selling red roses on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. As well as gift shops, they were actually forbidden from selling anything that was shaped like a heart, and girls were actually forbidden from wearing anything red to school. So if you actually broke this rule, you would risk being shut down. Like really, your store would get shut down by the Committee for the Promotion of Virtue and the Prevention of Vice. And you know, this group of people is often commonly referred to as the religious police. So yeah, if you're a female student, you went to school in a red shirt, boom, you're sent home. You gotta change that bad boy. Now, it was not until the year 2017 where shops were actually allowed to sell red roses. So the spirit of Valentine's Day now actually has a glimmer of hope to survive and thrive in a country like Saudi Arabia. Now let's talk about women actually being forbidden to drive cars in Saudi Arabia. Now there's a fatwa, which is an Islamic ruling, that states that women should not drive because if they do so, it could lead to the removal of their hijab, or it could also lead to interactions with men, as well as other taboo actions. Now, in case you didn't know, Saudi Arabia is the only country in the world that banned women from driving. But you see, this was the case up until last year. Now, the government used to claim that there was no law stopping women to drive. However, in Saudi Arabia, because the fatwas have the law of the land, it supersedes all other law. And just recently, June of 2018, Saudi Arabia actually lifted the ban for women to drive for the first time since the 1950s. Now for this next law, we visit the clothing and shopping stuff again. In Saudi Arabia, only women can work in lingerie stores. According to a report that was published by the Los Angeles Times, only women were allowed to work in lingerie shops. Now this law apparently is for women who would be uncomfortable buying underwear from men. I mean, like, I get it, you know, it's intimate apparel, you know, lingerie, underwear. I get it, yeah, women, it's not really a weird law, it's just, yeah, okay, it's one of those interesting ones, one of these laws that have that gray area of like being interesting. It's not really weird or controversial, I don't think. But let me know what you think about that. Is that weird? Do you think that's controversial? Should men be allowed to work at female lingerie shops? Let me know down there. But there's a law that has been completely controversial since I can remember. So all women in Saudi Arabia are to have a male wali, which is an official guardian. And this is usually a father, maybe an uncle or husband or even a brother. Now, women are to have their guardians consent for any major activities, like if they want to travel or get a passport, or even like getting divorced or getting married and signing other major contracts. But you see, in May of 2017, there was a small victory that was won when King Salman decreed that for some activities, let's say like going to university or getting a surgery, women didn't need the permission anymore from any kind of male relative or their husband. Now this next one has to do with clothing again. There's a lot of these interesting laws that deal with this. But in Saudi Arabia, women are forbidden from wearing clothes that show off their beauty or even wearing a lot of makeup. The law is very strict when it comes to the majority of women in Saudi Arabia, and most of them wear an abaya, which is a long cloak, and a headscarf. And the face doesn't necessarily need to be covered, but although if you're wearing clothes that may have a slit in it, showing off maybe a little too much skin, well, I don't know what is considered too much skin, because like no skin is really showing. You can't do that. As well as if you're seen with a lot of makeup on your face, you are gonna be harassed by the religious police. Now the second last law, another controversial one dealing with women and men relationships. Women are actually required to limit the amount of time that they spend with men that they're not related to. Most major buildings and offices and universities and things like that have separate entrances for men and women. Also, public transportation as well as parks and beaches, well, a lot of them, they segregate male and female. Now, if you're caught violating this, it's seen as unlawful mixing and you could be criminally charged, whether you're male or female. And for a final law, for all you dentists out there who for some reason may be thinking of starting a practice in Saudi Arabia, well, if you're not from there, good luck. Being a dentist in Saudi Arabia is only exclusive to Saudi nationals. However, on the flip side, there are several other occupations and professions that are reserved to just non-Saudis only. Like if you work in a retail sales position, or if you're a human resources manager, you gotta not be a national of Saudi Arabia. Alright guys, so that was 10 of the strangest, most interesting, and some were just completely controversial laws in Saudi Arabia. Now before I go, I'm bringing something back here on FTD Facts. Fan shoutouts and responses in the end of our videos. So yeah, a ton of you just keep on sending your messages and your photos to me on Instagram. So yeah, I'm gonna start featuring you guys in episodes now. So let's just start off like right now. Let's do it right now. I cannot pronounce your name, man. So this is Sagar Chanakashiva. Sent in this photo, black and white photo, him taking a selfie at the gym. So I asked you like where you're watching FTD Facts from, and you said you're from India. So this is how Indians do it when they hit the gym, man. Like shoot, like if I visit India, I'm hiring you as my bodyguard, just saying. And here we have Nahid Hussein Nurjan, and he says, hi, I'm Nahid. I'm from Bangladesh, currently live in Malaysia. I like your show. Yeah, so he's from two countries that we'd featured here several times on FTD Facts. And thanks for showing the love to our show. Like, it really means a lot. Like, I totally appreciate it, man. And here we have Cry Day, like Friday. Oh, maybe that's his name. Okay, yeah, he did say that. Hi, my name is Cry Day, and I'm the one on the left. Okay, I watch FTD Facts from India. And yeah, we always have a lot of Indians watching us, but like, I'm liking that shirt. It's like the green screen. If you were filming FTD Facts, you would look completely see-through, because when we key you out, it would just look like there's a floating head and floating hands and like your tie just floating in the air. And then our final feature is Agil8000. He says, hello, your channel is awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. I love hearing like when people just like appreciate the work that we put in to these videos. Lots of love and best wishes from India. You People from India are just so awesome, and thanks. But like, we could barely see your face. It's like turned sideways. But guys, like when you send in photos, and ladies too, like let me see your faces. I want to see who I'm talking with, but I can kind of see half of it. So I guess I feel the connection here. So that's it. I'm gonna end this episode. Normally when I keep talking, I just start rambling and it just starts not making any sense. And this being an educational channel, I want everything to make sense. So I'm gonna get on out of here, guys. And if you wanna be featured in an upcoming FTD Facts episode, it's real simple. Just follow me on Instagram and then send me a DM of your photo or your questions or your comments, and then I'll feature you in an upcoming episode. That's it. It's simple. So the link to that is down below, as well as my other social media links. And guys, I'll see you real soon. Hey, and for everybody that's still watching this episode, here's a playlist where you can check out more of our videos on countries and cultures from all around the world. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time here to keep up to date with daily educational videos right here on FTD Facts.